what's up? Today I'm going to be giving a film review for The Birth of a Nation. Now this is based on the true story of Nat Turner, a slave preacher who actually led a slave rebellion in Southampton County, Virginia. So like he was like a slave who actually became like a preacher. He was bred to become like a preacher basically. Because you can see moments in the film where he's preaching to slaves and stuff like that. But then he gets to see how violent the white man was against slaves, and and like plus they did stuff to like his wife and stuff so on. And then his father was even killed at one point. Like in the past, you don't get to see this happen, but all that kind of stuff actually builds up until like Nathan leaving. I mean Nate. Yeah, what's his name? Yeah, Nat Turner actually leading a slave rebellion. And I wasn't really too familiar with this. I probably heard about it, but it wasn't too familiar to me. But they lead like a rebellion where he leads a rebellion that goes around like just killing like white people and like white slave masters and owners and stuff like that throughout the film. Which I thought it was kind of like hurtful and like terrifying. But you could tell, you can kind of see it. You can get his vibe what was going on with Nat. Now this film is actually it's directed by Nate Parker. He's also like the star of the film. He plays Nat Turner. So that's kind of interesting. So he had to do both the directing and duties for the film, plus also like the performance of Nat Turner. And I thought this film, I wasn't too thrilled or too excited to see it, but I just decided to give it a shot. I do watch these kind of films. But in the end, I thought this was just okay. It had like some interesting and like tense moments, but I felt like a lot of the performances in the film, they weren't like I don't know. I think they took them seriously. I thought they did good and decent, but I feel like some of the performances weren't taken serious enough. Even like Nate Parker, his name sounds so similar to the protagonist of the film, Nat Turner. It sounds so similar to him. But I thought his performance as Nat Turner, I don't know. I mean, like I thought he did like kind of good, but I felt like it wasn't like realistic enough. It's like he was almost taking it like a joke to a certain extent. So I'm not too sure. I'm not gonna like knock it away, but I just felt like his performance. It felt like it was out of place. Like you could tell that you could tell that Nate Parker himself was actually a modern like actor. Doing like a period piece film. He doesn't really feel like he was in that. Like his performance, it doesn't feel like it really fit in that time. It's like he's from this time, like modern times, and doing his portrayal of Nat Turner. But yeah, other than that, there's like other like scenes in the film that were kind of like shocking, and stuff. But you get to see like the events that led to him actually leading the slave rebellion, And when it does get to that part, and the film it feels like it's kind of dragging, but once it does get to that part, it's kind of like horrific and like scary, because you get to see these slaves, like these black slaves go in and like kill like these white families and stuff. You can see like the white people like sleeping in their beds and stuff like that, and they're going and like chop them up with like machetes and axes. I was like, oh, that was kind of like scary and shocking to me too. Knowing that these were really like true life events. I even kind of believe that this probably, I don't know if it's true, kind of inspired why Lincoln probably freed us in the end. Freed like African Americans. I won't be surprised this probably was one of the events that led to that. Because like the film itself, it takes place in the year, I think it's 1831. But you also get to see like a flashback of Nat Turner when he was like a kid, and you see like events with his father. Like his father had like robbed like food for the slaves, and he had to run and escape. And his son, like Nat, he actually had witnessed all this happening, but then it jumps to like present day with Nat Turner being in the dark. That's when he was played by Nate Parker, So you get to see like little flashbacks of the origins of like Nat Turner too as well, Now another thing, this film had like but it fits it, of this kind. You also get to hear that N word like a lot in this film. It's almost like a Quentin Tarantino film. Not knocking him, kind of like his films, but you get to hear that N word so much, But yeah, in the end, I think I'm gonna be giving the Birth of a Nation. Now, as far as the actors and actresses in this film, the only ones I really recognize was you have Nate Parker, Penelope Ann Miller. Yeah, you also have Jackie Early Hale Haley. He's like, I guess you could say, the main antagonist of the film. If you think about it, he's like the villain of the film, you know what I'm saying? And then you have Mark Boone Jr. I remember him from like Batman Begins. He's on this film too as well, So those are like the actors and stuff, like actresses that I can kind of recall already in the film, that I'm recognizable with, But in The Birth of a Nation, I kind of want to give it a B minus. But I want to go ahead and just be like honest with how I felt about it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and aim at giving this like a C. You know, I thought it was like okay, decent. You know, I would recommend it for fans of these kind of films. You know, or this genre. You know, like these period films, or even like slavery type films. You know. But then I'd be giving The Birth of a Nation a C, and that's my review for The Birth of a Nation. All right.